Hey guys, join me as I walk you through the floor show at the 2024 San Diego International Auto Show. Because I'm not an automotive journalist, I cannot give you too much insight into these models, but just walk with me while I show you some of the cool stuff that they have here. Look at this ZR2. I've loved this truck since, what is it? It's been like 2 years now, the Colorado. It's very similar in theme to what the Tacoma is. I think it looks amazing, and also the GMC version of this truck is just as cool as this one. I really like the dimensions. I like the very aggressive look, and also you see this how they extend to give it that very masculine, very rough look. Look at this. Plenty of clearance, and then you have this upgraded suspension. Let's see, 2024 Colorado ZR2. Is this made in Mexico just like the bigger siblings? No, this is actually made in the US. I like that. How much does it go for? $53,000. How much is a comparable, what is it, the Pro? The TRD Pro is a competition of this one from Toyota. I think this looks pretty nice if you ask me. Kind of small, sure, but I don't have use for a big truck. I live in San Diego, California, and whenever I see those huge trucks driving around trying to park in the parking lots of San Diego, I notice how they struggle. So this truck will be the perfect size for me. Very good looking truck. Sunroof, of course. Small bed. Already galvanized, so you don't have to spend extra for a bed liner. Very nice. I didn't see what engine it has. I'm guessing it's gonna have like a 2.4 turbo. Does it? Let me see. 2.7 Turbo Max 8-speed automatic. Price $54,000. Looks great. And here's in a, I don't know what the actual name of this color is, but to me it looks like a candy apple. The Trail Boss version, but the CR2, I think that one is the top of the line version. This is the Silverado ZR2 Bison. This one is made in Mexico. I think this is made in Silao or San Luis Potosí. Where is this made? Very, very nice. Let's open the door here. I love these accents on the headrest. And I don't think we have a price tag for this one. It's very pricey, so if that one over there is $53,000, my guess is this one is, what, 70,000 maybe? Definitely north of 60,000. And then I think this will be the comparable version of the Colorado. This is the Silverado 2500 HD ZR2 Bison. 6.6 is a gas engine producing 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed transmission. Look at this beauty. Oh, wow. So high off the ground. I mean, I'm not that short, but I definitely need to make use of this handle or grab point to get in the vehicle. And I know that music is gonna ruin my audio, but oh well. All the space you need. It's got a 1.5-inch lift, but it doesn't tell me overall how much ground clearance. How do you like this? I love it. I really like it. And this is the Silverado EV. So if you notice, this looks like an old Avalanche. Remember the Avalanche from Chevy? So kind of the same principle, but this is the EV version. It's pretty easy to tell because of this. Let's look at the spec sheet. Starts at 75. RST goes all the way up to $90,000. Which one is this one? So this is the RST, so it will be $90,000. And this is my thing with towing an EV truck. It's 12,500 pounds. I think, sure, maybe you can tow this for how many miles? It definitely is a challenge for EVs to tow because it just drains the battery. Notice how you have huge wheels. These have to be like, what, 24-inch wheels? At least. Yep, 24s. I wonder how the ride of this thing is. So you're gonna have this weight very close to the ground, so maybe it gives it a good drivability. But at the same time, I'm guessing this has to be a massively heavy truck, which is not good for EVs, right? So you have this heavy battery carrying this heavy truck. So it's its own enemy. So you need a big battery to move this thing, and the weight of the battery is also. But beautiful it is. Let's keep moving on because my wife has no interest in being here. So let's walk through. This is the Equinox, same thing, the EV. I think it's a very good looking, what is it, SUV maybe? But my favorite of this platform is the Prologue from Honda. I think that's the best looking application of this platform. And this is the Trailblazer, I'm thinking. I'm sorry, Traverse. I'm sorry, yes, the Traverse. So basically, this is the car-based platform version of the Chevy Tahoe. So the driving and the handling of this SUV may be a little better than that of the Tahoe because that other one is truck-based. And but let's see some of the specs here. Four-wheel drive, a 2.4 turbocharged engine giving you 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. So this one you can get it with Super Cruise, which is amazing. I've had this. I've experienced Super Cruise, and I think it's a little better than the full self-driving of Tesla. Nice looking vehicle. I think the Traverse is front-wheel drive based, so keep that in mind. And then this is the perennial Suburban. Let's see. This one does have a window sticker. Wow, almost 3 figures. 6.2, that's the big engine, gas engine, gorgeous SUV. I don't have use for a third row family SUV, but if you ask me, this is the real deal when it comes to third rows because what I noticed that a lot of manufacturers throw a third row in vehicles, like for example, that Traverse over there, yeah, it's got a third row, but when the third row is up, you have very limited cargo area here. So you have a lot of people in the vehicle, but what about their stuff? So when you have this Suburban, even with the third row up, notice how you have plenty of space. And you can actually flatten the third row and it gives you way more space. The surfaces are pretty nice. This looks like, is this real wood? I'm not sure. This might look like veneer plastic to mimic wood. Looks good. Some piano black. Don't love it. Easy to scratch. Hard to keep clean. You have a panoramic sunroof as well. Very, very nice. And these seats, they're perforated. So I wonder if they have, let's go look at the window sticker to see if they're ventilated and heated. Like they should be in a vehicle that is nearly 3 figures. Yes, heated and ventilated front seats. And honestly, I had never seen the Crown Signia in person. It looks really good. I really like it. That vehicle never liked it. It's so ill-shaped. This is the regular sedan, and I never liked the regular Crown. I mean, this is a look that only a mother can love. The color is very interesting, though. Sometimes I see them on the road, mostly older people driving it, but that beauty over there, this is the regular Crown. This is the crossover version. So let's see. This is the Crown Signia. So basically the same vehicle as that one for $2,000 more. So I know that this is a 4-cylinder. Yes, 2.5 4-cylinder. It's a hybrid. And what I like about this one is that it's fully made in Japan. For those of us that have that preference for the perception that a vehicle made in Japan may be a better built vehicle, I think it looks very good. Kind of reminds me of the old Toyota Venza. Not the one that discontinued. I'm talking about the original Venza. I hate to admit, but I really like this Crown Signia. Very good, generous cargo area. There's a little bit affected because of the low roofline. I'm guessing that down here is the battery for the hybrid. Let's close this. Here kind of looks like this will be like flip open headlights. It's kind of weird how it has this opening here. I don't know what to make of it. So my guess is that the headlights are this. Please help me out, guys, because I've never seen one of these on the road. And here we have the GR Corolla. Very nice vehicle. And this one happens to be the automatic. And I think this one you can still get it on stick shift. Looks really nice. I think people have had issues with transmission overheating, I think, or transfer case overheating with this one. Let's see. GR Corolla starts at 38,000, almost 39,000. And the way it sits here is $50,000. Well, a lot of money for a Corolla, but this is for somebody that wants to have like a nice commuter that is fun to drive and that it doesn't break the bank. As far as I know, these vehicles are ready for the track. Tacoma TRL Hunter. Almost $70,000 for a Tacoma. Wow. Very nice looking truck. I don't know about $70,000 though. It looks like it has special door cards. And you have the Trail Hunter emblem here. Power seats. They're perforated. And I wonder if they're ventilated. Heated and ventilated seats. Yes, it has to be. I mean, so expensive. Almost $70,000. And it's a hybrid powertrain with an 8-speed automatic transmission. 22 in the city, 24 in the highway. And this is the TRD Pro. So my guess is that this vehicle has to be high 50s. $70,000. So this is the actual top of the line Tacoma. Oh, it's crazy. And this is the latest Land Cruiser, the controversial Land Cruiser with the hybrid powertrain. I like it. I don't know if I would pay $73,000 for this thing. What I noticed about this SUV is that it kind of went back to the basics of what a Land Cruiser used to be back in the day when they used to be all 4 cylinders. It wasn't a luxury vehicle back in the day. So it kind of went back to that, but it kept a pretty high price tag. And I wonder the off-road capabilities of this powertrain. Because this is a hybrid, it's supposed to return decent gas mileage. So in this case, it's 22 in the city, 25 in the highway. What do you guys think? Is this worth $73,000 to you? And then over there, we have another version of it. Let's see what it is. $57,000. So this is basically a super base version. These surfaces look so cheap. Look at this. Very cheap materials. I don't know what to tell you guys. But at least it's cheaper. What do I want to see from Ford? Not a lot. This is the small Bronco, or the Bronco Sport, based on a Ford Escape. And then this is the real deal. Very good looking SUV or lifestyle vehicle. This is the Raptor. Wow, look at this. Nice fenders for the extended wheelbase or the wide wheelbase. Look how far these wheels stick out on this Raptor. It's an awesome looking vehicle. Being the Raptor, am I thinking $75,000? Oh, $98,000. Really? This looks like a cheaper version. I mean, it's a 2-door after all. So this should be a lot more affordable. And honestly, if you want it for off-roading, this is all you need. I mean, a Raptor, sure, is more capable, but at what cost? So let's see, half the price. Let's look at the interior. And what I like about the Bronco versus the Jeep is that you can actually take off the doors. And these doors fit back here. So from what I remember when they launched this latest version of the Bronco, they put a Jeep Wrangler as a goal and try to beat it in every single category. Notice too, these mirrors are attached to the body, so if you were to take the doors off, you still have the mirrors attached to the body. And then here you can take off this part. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also take these panels right here, remove the windows, which is pretty cool. Honestly, if I were to get a Bronco, this probably be the one I would get. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Still a very cool looking SUV. And I wouldn't pay the $99,000 that Ford is asking for this one. But let's look at the interior. Yeah, I'm sure it's more capable, but like I said, twice the price of the base Bronco. Insane. And lastly, from Ford, I want to show you the latest Ford Mustang. Honestly, Mustangs have always had a special place in my heart because my first vehicle was a 1983 Ford Mustang. So I'll always keep coming back to the Mustang. Some models age better than others. I really like this one, it looks pretty wide. I wonder what's the plan for this car as we all move into electrification, SUVs, so coupes don't sell as much as they used to. And here we have the Mustang resisting the passage of time, 480 horsepower. I haven't looked at the price. My guess is that this vehicle is going to be around $52,000. 55. I wasn't that far off. Let's look at the interior real quick. One thing that Mustangs have always lacked is quality interiors. Because remember, these vehicles start so cheap that even in the top versions, you're still linked to the basic version of the Mustang. So you're not going to have the nicest of finishes and the nicest of materials. Sure, you have some soft vinyl here, some injected molding here. But it does look a lot better than it used to in the past. I think this latest generation has come a long way. But it's still a Ford Mustang, still an economy, a rental special in the base version. Some Brembo brakes, I respect that. I really like these VD tires. My guess is that even though it's a sort of a sporty car, you still return some comfort when driving versus when you go all aggressive with bigger diameter wheels and slim tires. So I like that. This is the Ford Ranger. This is the latest version. So it has that digital display. I don't know much else to say about this one. A vertical screen, I don't like that. I think all screens should be horizontal just because your line of sight doesn't have to drop all the way down when you have a vertical screen. And as far as the exterior, I'm not sure I like this truck. It kind of looks like the Maverick a lot, which I don't think is a good thing. If I were to choose between this and the Colorado, I would rather go with the Colorado anytime. I really like the latest version of the GTI. I've always liked the GTI. Remember, I was a teenager in the 80s, so the GTI is as good as it got for you in high school. And I really like the latest version. This one has the automatic transmission. I think it's a dual clutch. Is it? I think it is. This interior looks really nice. I mean, plenty of piano black, but for the most part, I always liked this car for how the ergonomics of the interior of these vehicles have always looked good for me. This vehicle is listed for $32,000. It's starting at $32,000. My guess is this one is a little bit more expensive because it's got the nicer seats. But yes, so it's $43,000 as you see it here with the nice extended sunroof. It's not all the way back, but it's very, very good looking. So yeah, I mean, we might be seeing the last versions of the GTI because these vehicles don't sell as much as they used to back in the day. Everything is SUVs and hybrids and electric vehicles now. It's just that people just don't buy them. And this is the Golf R. You cannot get the GTI in an all-wheel drive version. And so that one had a base of, low 40s. And this is $46,000. And as it sits here, it's $49,000. So honestly, if I was gonna buy a $40-something thousand vehicle, I'd rather go for the Golf R, just because it's a better vehicle. I mean, not better, but maybe faster, handles a little better because it's all-wheel drive. Let's look at the interior. Looks about the same. And if you ask me, I like the variations of the GTI seats a little better than this. And then it has that cool extended sunroof as well. And there's the ID Buzz. Pretty cool, right? All electric. Starting at $59,000, and I'm guessing this is a nicer version. So there is a $13,000 difference between the bottom of the foot chain and this version. Very nice lighting. I like this detail right here. Beautiful car. Nice materials. And then for the first time, I think for the first time, McLaren has a full display here at the San Diego Auto Show. The Lexus comes with the typical display. I remember last year they used to put it by the wall over there. This is the LX 600, gorgeous vehicle. Look at this beauty. Very good looking, very commanding look of this SUV. Unfortunately, we don't have the spec sheet to go through it. But my guess with pricing, this should be at the, what, 105 maybe? $100,000? Lots of money. Money I definitely don't have. And for that, you don't even get a panoramic sunroof. But I definitely like this LX 600. That's the GX over there. Love that color. GX 550. And I'm sure I can hit this QR code right here, but I don't think it's going to be information specific to this particular model. And you know what? It looks a lot better in person than it does on video and pictures. So I'll definitely take a look at that later at the dealership. Jeep used to bring their interactive display at the very end of this floor show over there with a confidence course. And it's not here this year. And I don't think Jeep is here at all this year. And I don't think I've seen a single product from Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. I don't think that's a good thing. And just when I was saying that, I see the Jeep over there. Let's go take a look. Because they used to have all that real estate used to belong to the Jeep display. That was always, they always had a line to go test drive or ride along with expert drivers over there. But, so this is all for Jeep. That's what it looks like. And I also wanted to show you the latest version of the Nissan Armada. This is the 2025 Nissan Armada. It's newly redesigned for 2025, and I really like it. I don't know if I'll choose it over a Toyota Sequoia, but I really like it. It comes with a third row, but like I said, my opinion, the third row vehicles is that if it's not a long wheelbase, then when all rows are up, you're gonna have to find people that don't have any luggage with them because the cargo space basically disappears. But you can knock it down when you have 4 passengers and 5 including you, and then you have plenty of room for 5 passengers. It's only when you try to put people in the back that they're sitting in a higher position, and I'm not sure that they're gonna be that comfortable for like a long drive. I really like it though. And this is the Pro 4X, so this is the sportiest version of the Armada. And what do they call, what does Nissan call their most luxurious or premium versions? Is it titanium or platinum? But this one is the sporty oriented Pro 4X. I like the interior, I like this huge screen, which is basically 2 screens joined together for this widescreen. And then it has the panoramic sunroof. I really like it, I can't complain. I think this is gonna be the 2026 Honda Passport Trail Sport. I love the front end. I really like this one just because I don't have use for a third row. So this will be just like having a Pilot minus the third row, then a shorter wheelbase. I do not know if it will handle any better because it's still a front wheel drive vehicle and it's car based, but I really like the look of it. I really like the color as well. Looks pretty rugged, and unfortunately it's locked. But I think this is it. This is the 2026. Looks awesome. And that is all electric vehicles from different car makes. And then this one is the Prologue. This is my favorite version. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of crossovers that are based on this platform, but I think on the Honda application is the best looking, at least in my opinion. This is the Acura version of it. Looks good, but I think I like the Prologue a little better. And I think I'm coming to the end. Genesis doesn't have a full display. All they have is the GV60 and the electric GV70 or the GV70 electrified for 2025. It's a very good looking vehicle. And what I like about the electric GV70 is that it doesn't look like an electric vehicle at all. You'll be fooled to think that is a regular one because it doesn't look much different. There's only a couple of accents that will tell you that this is an EV, mainly the grille, and there's no engine there, see? It's all the electric stuff, and I'm guessing the motor is there. And the interior is gorgeous. This looks very familiar to me. Very good looking interior. This is something that Genesis does really well, is the interior. Very high quality, very well put together. Love it. Yeah, I remember years prior, Genesis used to bring a full lineup. I wonder why they don't think there's more benefit in bringing their full fleet of vehicles to the San Diego Auto Show. And that's one thing that I don't like about this auto show, is that it's kind of small. So they don't have a lot of, they usually don't bring a lot of prototypes, and they usually, it's not nearly as big as the LA Auto Show, but this is the one I have next door. I don't think there's a point for me to stop at the Hyundai or the Kia stands because I don't think there's anything new that I want to show you. Thank you for joining me as I walked around the 2024 San Diego Auto Show. My name is Juan Carlos. I'll see you next time.